A man wakes up from what he thinks was a nightmare. He finds himself in an unfamiliar home with a young boy who claims to be his son. The man is confused, disoriented, and scared. Why does this boy look exactly like him? And why are people around them acting so strange? With no answers, he is forced to confront his deepest fears and unravel a mystery that could change everything he knows about reality. As the day goes on, the man realizes that he doesn't know where he is or how he got there. The more he tries to piece together what happened, the more he uncovers secrets about himself and the world around him that he never knew before. The boy tells him that his name is Ethan and that they live in the year 2045. At first, the man thinks it's some kind of elaborate prank, but soon realizes that something strange is going on. The man decides to visit a local bar and try to get some answers. As he sits down at the counter, he notices a TV displaying news about a famous scientist who had just won a prestigious award for his work on time travel. The scientist's face is blurred out, but the man can't help but feel like there's something familiar about him. Could this be the key to understanding what's happening to him? The bartender overhears the man's thoughts and decides to help him out. She tells him that the scientist is a genius, while also a bit of a recluse. She's heard rumors that he's been working on something big, but no one knows what it is. Determined to find answers, the man goes to the scientist's house. No one answers the door, but he can hear voices coming from inside. He looks through a window and sees the scientist talking to someone. It's the same man from the bar, the one with the blurred out face. The man decides to wait outside until the scientist comes out. When he finally does, the man confronts him and demands answers. But the scientist just laughs and says he doesn't know what he's talking about. As the man continues to question the scientist, he realizes that something is off. His memories are starting to come back in flashes, and he remembers that he was a scientist too. In fact, he was the one who discovered how to travel through time. But when he shared his discovery with the world, he was ridiculed and shunned by the scientific community. They said it was impossible and that he should give up his research. But he didn't. He continued to work in secret, determined to prove them wrong. Now he looks at the scientist in front of him and realizes that this is his younger self. He has traveled back in time and somehow ended up in an alternate universe where he never met the love of his life or had a son. He's confused and scared, but he knows he has to do something to fix this. Meanwhile, back in the present day, Ethan is looking for his father. He is worried that something might have happened to him, and he is determined to find out. What is going on? He goes to the police, but they tell him that there is nothing they can do because they don't know who his father is. Just then, the scientist walks in and introduces himself as Ethan's father. The police are suspicious, but let him go after he explains that he's just trying to find his missing friend. At home, Ethan's mother is furious with him for going behind her back and getting the police involved. She tells him that he doesn't understand how dangerous his father's research is, and that he could get them all killed if he is not careful. Ethan tries to explain, but she cuts him off and tells him that he's grounded until further notice. As the days go by, the man from the future becomes increasingly desperate to find a way back to his own time. He tries talking to other scientists, but they all give him the same response. They say that time travel is impossible and that he should just give up. He is lonely and confused, and he starts to lose hope that he'll ever see his family again. Then he meets a woman who works at the local library. She's kind and helpful, and she agrees to help him look for information on time travel. Together, they search through old books and magazines, hoping to find some kind of clue that could help him get home. Finally, they find an article about a group of scientists who are trying to build a time machine. The man's heart skips a beat when he reads the names of the scientists involved. One of them is his younger self. He realizes that he needs to get close to this group in order to find a way back to his own time. So he starts attending their meetings and makes friends with several of the scientists. They're really excited to have him join their group because he brings a unique perspective that helps them solve problems they couldn't solve before. But as time goes on, the man begins to feel guilty. He knows that he is using his knowledge of the future to manipulate these scientists into doing what he wants them to do. He struggles with his conscience, torn between his desire to go home and his fear of hurting the people he has grown close to. Meanwhile, Ethan is becoming increasingly suspicious of his father. He knows that something is different about him, but he can't put his finger on it. He starts following his father around and discovers that he has been visiting a secret lab, hidden away from prying eyes. Determined to find out what his father is up to, he sneaks into the lab and finds evidence of time travel experiments. He confronts his father and demands answers. The man hesitates, but eventually tells Ethan the truth about who he is and what he's been doing. Ethan is shocked, but he's also proud of his father for following his dreams. He tells him that he has always believed in him and that he'll support him no matter what. Together, they work to complete the time machine so that the man can go home to his own time. After weeks of hard work, the time machine is finally finished. The man is overjoyed and thanks Ethan for helping him. He knows that he'll never forget the time they spent together, and he promises to visit as often as he can. With a heavy heart, the man steps into the time machine and activates it. He says goodbye to Ethan and the other scientists, knowing that he may never see them again. As the time machine whirls to life, he disappears in a flash of light. Back in the present day, Ethan watches as the time machine disappears. He knows that his father is gone for now, but he's also relieved that he's safe. He returns home and tells his mother that he knows the truth about his father. She's shocked, but she admits that she's been hiding things from him for his own protection. She explains that his father's research was dangerous and that he was being hunted by a secret organization that wanted to use time travel for their own evil purposes. She kept this information from Ethan to keep him safe, and now she knows that he deserves the truth. Together, they make a plan to protect his father and ensure that he can continue his research without fear of being followed. Ethan is grateful to his mother for keeping him safe, but he's also angry at her for lying to him. He understands that she had good intentions, but he feels like she didn't trust him. As the years go by, Ethan grows up and becomes a scientist himself. He follows in his father's footsteps and makes groundbreaking discoveries of his own. He never forgets the lessons he learned from his father and the sacrifices his mother made to keep him safe. And though he never sees his father again, he knows that he's out there changing the world for the better. The end. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more amazing stories. And be sure to leave a comment below. We would love to hear what you think. See you next time.